Welcome to the News.Markets Business Book Club. Today we're reading FX Option Performance, an analysis of the value delivered by FX options since the start of the market. I'm joined now by co-author and head of FX Quantitative Solutions team at Commerce Bank, Jessica James. Well, thanks ever so much for coming in. You set yourself a pretty big brief here, didn't you?
Yeah, it was quite a task actually. I'd been noticing things for years and finally decided I had to really work out what was going on with the foreign exchange option market.
When you think about the market though, it's a big market, and people might assume it's quite efficient then.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the latest flow figures from the BIS survey, Bank of International Settlements survey, is $300 billion per trading day goes through the FX option market. Wow. I think that's possibly larger than global equities. And so it's enormous. So yes, you'd think it would be efficient. But I kept noticing that certain options, particularly in high yield currencies, were not paying back on average what you paid for them. And I thought, okay, we have to look into this, we have to understand it.
So give me an example.
Okay, so if you were hedging your Brazilian real exposure, so it's quite an extreme example. So you're based in Europe or the US, you have assets in Brazil or maybe income coming from Brazil, and you want to protect that against the devaluation of the Brazilian currency. On average, if you've been buying 12-month options to protect it, you'd have only got back half what you paid. It's not even small. It's this enormous effect. If you had a Brazilian liability, you'd have been getting back about 1.5 times what you paid because you'd have been hedging with a different type of option. So this is stuff that maybe you would have liked to have known at the start of your career. Well, exactly. And I was thinking, well, if I was a student, I'd want to know this. If I was a corporate treasurer, this would be essential. And if I was an investor, well, it points the way to mitigating risks and discovering opportunities. So what makes this different to all of the other FX options books out there? This is going into history. So a lot of books are beautifully written and they tell you how to fairly value foreign exchange contracts, lots of different types, under sets of assumptions. But what they don't do is go back and test whether those assumptions were true through history. And that's what I did. So do you think if you read this book and you soaked it all in, you could become a better foreign exchange options trader? Well, you could maybe become a better investor or a better hedger, because it's a long-term effect. Now, a trader is in and out very quickly. And so what they're interested in is not 1 month or 1 year, they're interested in half a day and not how to hedge something out very quickly at a profit, hopefully. But if you're a treasurer or an investor and you want to find systematic effects that persist throughout the years, then it definitely would be interesting. So it could really help you become a better investor. I think you don't know how the market works, but you also understand the history and how it's all evolved. Exactly. Jessica James, thanks ever so much. That's Jessica James, the author of FX Options Performance.